What's going on, everybody? It's Over the Ropes. I'm Tyler. This is Lord Addict from the Iron Lords podcast. And this is Over the Ropes with your Smackdown review. Go home show before Night of Champions.
Is that what it's called? Go home?
The last show before the pay-per-view. So like the last Raw, the last Smackdown before a pay-per-view.
So it's always called like Go Home.
It's the Go Home show. I mean, it's more of just a phrase more than anything else. Like, they don't like call it that. It's just what they're kind of called.
So it's like a fan name.
Well, I think
like
they call it that in
fans.
the business too. Like, I think the wrestlers and the producers and things like that, like, that's what they call it.
So like, essentially, if you're not part of the main event, you're flying out tonight. Like
Sort
like the
of.
main
Like,
show.
It's the last show before the pay-per-view, so...
And the pay-per-view is going to be in the same place.
Yeah, so...
So it's like you're not part of that pay-per-view, like you'll probably start to head home if you want to at this point.
Yeah. So, probably something like that. So they're in Saudi Arabia, which we've already had plenty of discussion about if that is a great idea to do or not in this political climate right now.
Hey man, you told me they get $1 billion every year. I probably would risk the boat for that too.
Hell yeah. Well, I was also reminded that for like years they were doing the tribute to the troop shows, and they were sending wrestlers to Iraq and Afghanistan in the middle of the war. So like, I was like, you know what? Touche.
Well, most of the time when it comes to like even other countries, they don't want to hit something so public.
Right.
I mean, you see a lot of people consider it war crimes. So
Yep.
it's like, even with all the foolishness going on in the world, there are lines that every country won't cross, and usually targeting innocent civilians is high on that list.
That is fair.
Because that's the quickest way to get the UN involved.
Yep. I mean, and hey, at least night one went off good. We got one more night. Well, day, since the show's going to be at 1 p.m. tomorrow. So, pretty good SmackDown, man. We had 3 title matches. 1 title changed hands. Got a lot to talk about. It's gonna be a shorter show than normal. I mean, they're usually at the length they are because Cortland and I both have a lot of opinions. As you guys know, if you've been watching this from the beginning, Addict isn't a die-hard wrestling fan the way that we are, so he's more here to help out, give some outside opinions when Court isn't available. So overall, what did you think of the show? I mean, you've watched some wrestling shows here and there with me. Do you find it enjoyable?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Nice, good.
I've always never mind wrestling. It was like one of those side activities.
Yeah.
It was like a side mission.
Yeah, he watched it with me. I mean, we, as people know, we're childhood friends, and out of our whole group of friends, I'd say Addict was the one that really didn't have an issue with watching wrestling with me. I feel like the rest of the friends put up with it, but we're like, Addict was like, shit, whatever, I'll watch it. But then we got Game Out afterwards for 10 hours. And I was like, what?
I got stuff I do on the side, so it's easy for me to like. I'll probably do more of it because I have to do this stuff weekly anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of like sitting there doing nothing, I can watch probably one of these shows every couple weeks with you, and do that instead. Like do them both at the same time.
Exactly. Yep.
Because that's all I've been doing. I don't know. You'll see this screen change a bunch because I'm gonna do it while I'm doing this.
That's right.
Got to multitask, man.
Multitask, brother. Multitask. So, the big news coming out of this show, I was going to address it when it came up on the notes, but I'm just going to do it now. They announced next week, SmackDown going back to 2 hours instead of 3. I am telling y'all right now, I swear to God, if any of you come on these comments bitching and complaining that's blah 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 isn't given TV time, I'm shutting that shit down. Because every single one of y'all, every week, bitch and complain that SmackDown's 3 hours. Now guess what? It's 2 hours, so you get what you asked for. So when, why isn't Johnny Gargano on TV more? Because you bullied them into making SmackDown back to 2 hours. Dummy.
Is there a particular reason to do that though? Like, do they pay less? Like, I'm just kind of wondering, like, if you make it the money, if it's the same amount and you have to put less up, then that makes one sense. But like, to me, it's like you got these extremely complicated storylines going all the time, and to me, you would want more show and not less to like really flush them out. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's hard. We don't always fully know. We kind of rely on the dirt sheets, which are like wannabe reporters, but they're frankly full of crap. But according to them, WWE wasn't getting paid anymore for that third hour. It was kind of USA's decision. Like, they wanted it 3 hours. Now they have a show coming out that'll be coming on at 10 o'clock. So they want to move back down to 2 at some point. It might move back to 3 sort of situation.
oh, so essentially they were, USA didn't have nothing going on, so they were okay with the 3 hours because it feels they don't have to do those paid info commercials. Might as well let them run an extra hour. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So I don't think that would have anything to do with the the overall community, because I don't think they have any control over that.
No.
Like, regardless if they would have complained or not complained, this is probably going to happen because of TV timing.
No, I mean, the fans had nothing to do with it, but any chance I get to bash them for being whiny bitches on the internet.
So essentially all you're saying is, like, you guys asked for it. It's not your fault that it's happening, but now we're going to show you why you were wrong.
That's right, 100%.
Okay. I'm with that. That's the energy I like to give out, too.
Right. So. Thank you. Because I'm all for more wrestling. Like, the more TV time you get, the more time people get to be on TV. The longer match, everybody's already like, oh, WWE has 45 minutes of wrestling in a 3-hour show. Well, guess what? Now it's going to move down to 20 minutes of actual wrestling. So, Anyways, now I'm done yelling at you guys for 10 minutes. Let's see how much longer that lasts. We'll start the show. Show starts off with Cody Rhodes. Boy, was this crowd on fire. I mean, we've talked about this before, but these Euro crowds, these Saudi Arabia, these crowds overseas in any other country but America, they are hot for it. Americans.
Do you think?
Huh?
Do you think the reason for that is because they don't get as much of the brand? Because I feel like people in Boston, when it comes to I've seen you here 100 times. Like, I'm still hyped to be here, but they only go across seas so much.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we'll throw in a different city, but besides Boston, because B-Town be lighting it up. But yeah, no, the American fans are spoiled. They get it so much that NXT does a lot of their shows out of the same building. And those crowds are terrible because they get it every single week. So these out of the country crowds, they are on fire. They sang Cody's song for 5 minutes, and then before Cody could even say anything, out comes Randall Keith Orton. They sang his song for 5 minutes. I like how they're not letting Cody talk, because we all know Cody be talking for. You know what? That better be where they cut the time, if we're being honest. Cut Cody's talking time for 45 minutes down to 10. Because my boy loves to be talking.
I mean, he's one of the... Would you consider him having, some of the best promos? Or do you think he just... Because here's the thing, you can't, eliminate, his talking time and then not affect his promos. So, would you consider his promos worth that time? Or is it, a double-edged sword?
Yes and no. Cortland and I talked about this on, I think, Monday. But, now that they don't follow, a strict script anymore, all these top guys, Cody, Cena, Punk, Seth, Roman, the meandering in these promos. Oh my God, they're brutal. Brutal. Especially Cody. Cody loves to hear his own voice.
And because they had 3 hours too, that might be one of the reasons that they were more open to letting them freestyle as much.
Yeah, a little bit. And Cody's promos are good. It's just there's a lot of meandering. There's a lot of talking around. There's a lot of, you can clean that shit up and make it better. Some of these promos are brutal, especially for Court doing those damn notes. I can't do it every week, that's for sure. So, so last week nobody let Cody talk. This week Randy comes out and interrupts. Randy says if Cody and Jay doesn't get match of the year in the Slammies, he doesn't know what the hell's going on. Randy says Cody wants to be king of the ring, but Randy needs it. We got some technical difficulties, actually a couple times during the night. Apparently there was some power outage in Riyadh, so it really affected the viewing experience.
I didn't notice it.
Yeah, it was mainly this promo. The camera angle was weird.
Oh, because they switched to a different camera because of it?
Yeah.
See, I wouldn't have noticed something like that.
No. And I think if the voice wasn't really matching because it was kind of behind. Yeah, it wasn't a big deal, and it really only affected this match. You saw it flicker a little bit at a different point in the show. But
there's a time in the show where they said they were having technical difficulties, and I was like, I didn't see what he was talking about.
It was right after this promo. So Randy pretty much, to sum it up, just says, hey, you want this King of the Ring? I need it. Cena embarrassed me in my hometown. I got to the finals last year and lost to Gunther. I can't lose to the finals 2 years in a row. I need this. You want this. Cody finally gets to speak and says, dude, Cena embarrassed you. Between you and Cena, y'all have 30 world titles. The word embarrassed shouldn't even be in the sentence with you. Don't matter what happens to you, bruh. You already have 14 world titles.
Well, I would argue that, the higher you are, the farther you can fall. So,
Facts.
Facts. He's probably on some, I've been doing this too long to make these rookie mistakes.
Yeah. I mean, and to be frank, Cody's right on the fact that, Cena beat them one pay-per-view after another. Cena beat Cody at Mania. Next pay-per-view is Backlash. He beat Randy. So Cody pretty much just says, hey, the RKO is still the most dangerous move in the business. But after tomorrow night, Cody Rhodes is going to be king of the ring. So that match is going to be great. I think they're doing this in the King of the Ring finals because they have no intention on either one of these guys turning anytime soon. So they feel like this is the best way to get this match on pay-per-view. Hopefully it's a banger. I mean, these two know each other so much, so well that it should be a pretty damn good match.
The chemistry is going to naturally be there.
Should be. I mean, Randy took Cody under his wing. They were part of a faction for 2 years. They wrestled each other in a triple threat with another guy at Mania 1 year. They're really close and really tight, which usually gives you better chemistry. So after that, we get Solo backstage with JC. He's giving him a pep talk. He says, we're giving Jimmy one more chance to rejoin the family. And then tomorrow night, I take out the werewolf. And then we get Jimmy Uso, No Yeet, versus JC Mateo. Solid match, dude. Mateo is just rock. The dude is short, stocky, built. Jimmy was having a hard time hitting him with the Samoan drop. Jimmy's great. Mateo's great. Everybody, the diehards that are watching this podcast has been watching Jeff Cobb for years now. I'm wondering what Hikuleo's going to do because he's had 2 dark matches now. They said he was in Saudi Arabia, so I'm assuming he's going to have an effect on this Solo Jacob Fatu match. I'm assuming he's going to join Solo, but we don't actually know. So it'll be good because I know of Hikuleo. I know how big he is, but I've never actually watched him wrestle. We've talked about this before. I keep an eye on New Japan stuff, but I haven't been able to really sit down and really indulge into a lot of it. So match is pretty good. It comes up with Solo grabs Jimmy's foot while he's trying to get on the top rope, which gives Mateo enough time to clear his head. Jimmy jumps off. Mateo catches him, hits the tour of the islands to get the win. 1, 2, 3. Afterwards, Solo helps Jimmy up, spreads those arms. He said, "You ready to bring it in? Bring it in." He wants to welcome Jimmy back to the family. Jimmy goes like he's gonna give him the hugs. Biff slaps the shit out of him. Solo and JC jump him until Jacob runs out. Jacob makes the save. Him and Jimmy kind of staring at each other. Jimmy shoves Jacob out of the way. Super kicks Solo. Makes the save again. And that is the end of that segment. This is going pretty good. I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. I don't know how Jacob's going to do as a face. He's just such a natural heel. But people love him so much. It's going to be a weird... I feel like they're going to try to turn him heel in some way after this.
I feel like the Usos is like a little bit of criticism for me.
Okay.
I feel like there's so many of them. I get lost on who's what storylines what. Is this that dude from this storyline? Is that dude from that storyline? I feel like you gotta watch, this consistently for 3 to like you can't just come in like 1 or 2 shows a month and understand what, because some of them look identical, like they're twins.
Yeah, Jimmy and Jerry twins. Yeah.
So I think it's like that's probably my biggest criticism. It's like, I hate to like be the person that's like, less is more, but it's just like I do feel like every time I turn around, there's an Uso and I don't know which Uso's doing what.
That's fair. The family's big, man. Family's big. You got Jimmy, you got Jay, you got Jacob, you got Solo, Tamatonga, Tongaloa, Hikuleo, Roman, Rock, Nia Jax, Tamina. That's a big ass family. At some point, Zilla's gonna be there. So, Jimmy and Jay are twins. So, one wears a shirt, one doesn't. One says, "Yeet," and the other one says, "No yeet."
Yeah, see that. That's what I gotta listen to know the distinguish unless I watch it consistently. Because I was so lost. I'm like, is this the dude from the event I just watched not too long ago, or is he not the dude? Like,
that was Jay.
Like,
yeah.
Steve. Yeah. We'll just move on.
Yeah, exactly. So then we get to the backstage area. DIY's talking to the other tag teams. They're trying their best to try to convince people to make sure the Wyatt Six don't win these tag titles. They are petrified. Boys don't want none of it. And Nick Aldis comes walking up. Ciampa starts giving him crap about putting him in a match. Says, "I got this." Pulls Andrade over. Says, "Andrade, find a partner. You and that partner's going to wrestle DIY. Of course, DIY is not happy about it because they're not happy about anything. Then we get the first of 3 title matches. Women's United States Championship match. Zelina Vega defending her title against Julia. Awesome match. Julia's so good. Zelina doesn't get enough credit. A lot of back and forth chain wrestling in this match. A lot of reverses. This match was wildly fun. At the end of the day, Julia ends up winning. She hits 2 knees to the face, then the Northern Light Bomb for the pin. 1, 2, 3. New U.S. champion, only 3rd in history, Julia. I'm conflicted. I love Julia. Everybody knows I love Julia. But I feel like Zelina only having that. I didn't have a problem with Jay having a short title reign. I don't necessarily have a problem with Zelina having a short title reign. But it's one of those, like, I don't know the next time she's going to hold the title. So I kind of wish she had it longer. You know, I think we all think Zelina is probably one of the more underrated wrestlers. She doesn't get enough anything. And even winning the belt seemed more of a, like, alright, let's get the fans off our back more than anything else. But, you know, it was such a good match. There's so many reverses. Julia did that stomp in the back of the head into Vega, slamming her face into the mat. Vega does the running knees to the face while Julia was up against the stairs. Zelina hit a code red. Julia got to the ropes. Match was awesome. I'm assuming they'll probably do a rematch at Evolution, depending on how many matches they're going to have. They should at least. So, Addict. What is it? July. One of the first 2 weeks in July, they're doing a pay-per-view called Evolution.
Would it be a Saturday or a Sunday?
Sunday.
Sunday, it would either be the 6th, 13th, the 6th or the 13th.
Yeah, one of those. I just don't remember which one. They're doing a pay-per-view called Evolution. It's only the 2nd Evolution pay-per-view they have ever done. And it is a all-women's pay-per-view. The first one was awesome. And I don't think they need to do this every year. Because, especially wrestling fans are, say it with me, fickle. But every couple of years doing an Evolution pay-per-view, just all women, I think is great for the women because they don't get the exposure the men do. They don't get the availability to put out the storylines and to create the way that the guys do. I mean, there's some nights where you see Seth 4 or 5 times a night. So, giving them this pay-per-view every few years is, to me, a great thing to do. And frankly, they should do more than 5 matches, which Triple H loves to do right now. Because, get as many women on this card as you can. So, yep, Julia, new U.S. champ. Great match. Charlotte comes walking up to Alexa. She tells Alexa, I don't need friends. I keep telling you this. Alexa says, I don't want to be your friend. I just think we should be on the same page. Just convenience. She said, think about it. Walks off. We've talked about this for a couple weeks now. I don't know where this storyline's going. But I'm kind of into it. I'm kind of not. I kind of want Alexa as far away from Charlotte as possible. But it's different. It's intriguing. And it's not something I saw coming. So, until we see anything further, I'm still going to give this thing a try. Because everything Alexa does is great. It's facts. Can't help it. Sorry. We see Wade Barrett winning the King of the Ring in 2015. I miss my boy wrestling. But I'm pretty sure he's done. Then he interviews Jade and Asuka. Wade asks Jade why she's so confident she can beat Asuka. She says when she looks at Asuka, people are usually scared of her. But she sees a way to prove herself. To prove that she deserves to be there. Says that she plans on taking the whole throne. Addict like that line. The whole throne.
The whole throne.
Yeah, that's right.
Not just some of the throne, the whole throne.
The whole throne. Then Asuka, just, I love the way that these foreign wrestlers now have the availability to mix English with their native language. So Asuka says Jade is strong, but power isn't everything. Asuka has the skill, the experience. And she asks Jade, do you know who I am? Because nobody is ready for Asuka. Addict, what'd you think of Asuka? You liked her?
Yeah, I think a very charismatic person. Clearly talented.
Crazy.
I don't watch a lot, so I felt like she did good promos.
Yeah.
But I really did. She, out of everyone that popped up, she definitely popped out the most.
Yeah, Asuka has that charisma. You know, she just does something special that's fun to watch. People love Asuka. Love Asuka. I don't think there's a bad winner in this match, regardless of who wins this. It's gonna be a good match, and either one winning and getting a title shot will be fun. I hope it's Asuka, just because, as I explained on Raw, the Raw review, I think it's easier to get Jade versus Tiffany without the crown than it is Asuka versus Io, since they're friends. And then Naomi comes out. She says, I got all the power. I got the briefcase. She talks about how she ended Jade's tag title run, how she ended part of Jade's career, took her out for a while, how she ended the team of the big three. She says, I could cash in that tonight. I could cash in at SummerSlam. Jade shoves Asuka, goes at Naomi. Naomi beats feet, gets out of there. Asuka don't like being shoved. Asuka takes Jade out. Good segment. We, as wrestling fans, sometimes get tired of the same tropes over and over and over. But I think the way that they had the two King of the Ring final and Queen of the Ring finalists out there doing a little face-to-face like that was pretty solid. So Aleister Black is backstage. He goes to talk to Nick Aldis about last week. Truth literally gets right in front of him. And, Black doesn't even move. He's like, what the hell? Truth tells him to back up. He starts yelling about Cena. Aldis is like, dude, he already got the Punk thing. No. So Truth storms out. Black storms out behind him. We see some more of that later. Then we get the video package of Los Garzas winning the AAA tag titles, which was sweet. Apparently, if you don't know this, you can watch that Triple Mania on their YouTube. I heard from somebody else. I have been meaning to watch it. I haven't had the chance to yet. I might watch it after Night of Champions tomorrow. Looks like they still have the six-sided ring. And it looked very AAA, which is good because people were really worried they were going to WWE it up. But it looked very AAA to me. So that's cool. Having Los Garza win those tag titles. They'll probably drop them at the big AAA, the big Triple Mania event in August. But it's a good little story. Then we get DIY versus Andrade and his mystery partner, Rey Fenix. What a team. So, one thing Triple H likes to do, Addict, is sometimes he likes to put two things that go together, one right after another. So...
storylines that conflict with each other or something?
Yeah. So, Andrade and Rey Fenix both have history in AAA. And I wonder if it's not a coincidence that they put Los Garza winning the AAA tag titles right before this match. Because Triple H is a Mexican wrestling, the biggest wrestling Mexican company in the world. WWE bought them out. And they did a pay-per-view last month called Worlds Collide, where they had like AAA and NXT. So I'm just wondering if maybe they'll have Andrade and Rey Fenix in some kind of match for those AAA tag titles, and that's why they put that video right before this match. Like the Aleister Black guy that kicked Truth in the face that we'll talk about here in a minute. His wife is Zelina Vega, the one that lost the U.S. title to Julia. So the last like month, they would show Black or Vega, and then they would show the other one right afterwards. So they do a lot of things like that, which I like. I'm into. Andrade and Rey Fenix's entrances were kind of put into one. That was pretty damn cool. They meshed together really well. Andrade and Rey Fenix worked great together in the ring. This was a fun match. DIY is incredible. Andrade is incredible. Rey Fenix is incredible. This is where I put in, I hope you like seeing all these guys on TV, because starting next week, you're not going to see them every week. DIY hits a pretty big tag maneuver. Andrade kicks out at 2. Andrade does the moonsault. Johnny Gargano's supposed to move out of the way, but he doesn't roll far enough. Andrade lands both feet right on his ribs. Looks like he knocked the wind out of him. Gargano had to jump in to kind of pull him off. Looked like that hurt like a son of a... just imagine. You're supposed to roll out of the way. You don't roll enough, and dude lands both feet on your rib cage.
How many people get hurt from that stuff every year?
Oh, yeah. Tons. There's like 5 wrestlers out right now with injuries. The crowd was doing the Firefly thing during this match, which was pretty cool. DIY hits fairy tale ending. Phoenix kicks out 2. We get some more reversals. And then inevitably, Phoenix and Andrade both hit their finishers. Andrade pins Ciampa. 1, 2, 3. Andrade and Rey Fenix wins. I know not everybody likes teams where it's like 2 singles wrestlers are kind of thrown together, but I thought both these guys wrestled really well together, and I would not mind seeing Andrade and Rey Fenix wrestling as a team more. And
yeah, especially since we didn't know they were going to wrestle till tonight.
Exactly. I mean, and it keeps Rey Fenix and Penta away from each other right now, because I have been a little worried that they're going to fast track them together as a tag team, and Penta's doing so good as a singles wrestler right now. I would not want to derail that just to put him with his brother.
You feel like if they ended up working together, it would like kind of derail his whole career a little bit, because he would spend too much time being a tag team with his brother instead of like building his own character?
I mean, probably wouldn't derail his career, because they're both so damn, like, they'll be one of the best tag teams WWE's ever had. Their team name is the Lucha Brothers, and they're great. They're fantastic. It's just Penta's on such a run right now as his single character, his singles run, that I would wait until that kind of dies down before throwing him in a tag team. There's no reason to derail a train going up. Wait until it's going back down to say, okay, it's time to change this up.
Or at least wait till you're like, you're not like in a roller coaster. It'll go up, then it'll go straight, and then it'll go down.
Exactly.
Like, let's at least get to the straight part, and then hopefully you can go up again.
100%. 100%. So then we get that Yin and Yang video package you've shown for the last week or two with CM Punk. Great video package. It's probably the one they'll play right before their match tomorrow. My only gripe about this storyline is Punk doesn't fully want to embrace the reality of the things he said in the past, because Punk, when he wasn't with WWE, had some real harsh words about them going to Saudi Arabia, and Cena's kind of called him out on it for being a hypocrite, and Punk apologized on the little promo press show they had before Smackdown, but he hasn't really addressed it on TV. So I feel like they're not going full like what they could with this, but I get it. It's hard to admit when you're, doing something you said you would never do. So,
well, people love to stand on their morals. I respect the ones that stand on their morals even when money's involved. It's like, nah, I don't believe in that. Even if it affects my bag, I'm still not following. But I've noticed a lot of people, they're about that. Oh, I'm standing on my ground to it affects their pockets, and they're like, okay, we're not. We're completely avoiding that. I didn't mean any of it. Like,
yeah, for sure. I feel like this was less he morally. I mean, I'm sure he's not super fond of it. There's other people who aren't. But I think it was more just, I'm going to take this time to shit on WWE, so he wasn't with the company at the time. So.
yeah, well, you don't never know where you're going to be in a couple years, too.
Exactly. Then Truth comes to the ring. He keeps demanding Cena to come out. He turns around. Aleister Black standing behind him. Black mask to the face. Lays him out. Black sits down and says, told you not to drink from this cup? I guess we're even now. Dude, Ron Killings and Aleister Black is going to be a solid rivalry. Especially since Killings, Truth, whatever you want to call him, is being more of a serious character now. We've talked about it before that his character in TNA was wildly awesome, and he was dead serious. We all love the goofy Truth, but this is not what this character is going to be, and I'm into it. I'm super into it. I'm happy Truth is back. I'm happy that Black is getting a storyline, because he is also great. We get Street Profits interview. They say it's been 4 years since the last time they held those tag titles, so nobody's going to take it away from them. And then they say they're wrestling the Wyatts because the Wyatts are their only competition, so they're not going to run from it. They're going towards it.
Yeah, that was a good. I felt like it was a good promo.
Yeah, Street Profits are great. Another team, another group of people. It's hard with WWE because they have so much talent there that unless you're just in a storyline where you're on TV every single week, it feels like there's so many people that just are underutilized because we only have so much TV time.
Yeah. And especially where they're losing an hour.
Exactly. And the pay-per-view matches have moved down from when Triple H took over. There used to be 7-ish on these B pay-per-views. Now there's 5, maybe 6 from 7 or 8. So a lot of people just feel, but it's a good problem to have. Having too much talent is better than not having enough. I know, I'm sure these guys want to work more, have more TV exposure, but,
that's why they keep doing, more, here's an exclusive show,
Yep.
Prove yourself in these shows, and then you'll get more screen time on this show.
Exactly, and we saw what happened when they tried to do, Raw and Smackdown having their own pay-per-views every month. It was too much. Boy, let me tell you, this podcast would not be here if we were having to do 2 pay-per-views every single month, one Raw, one Smackdown, because that was too much for me at that time.
They're trying to get you to quit your job and just watch them all day, every day.
Hell yeah! I mean, back in 2016, it was gnarly. It was a great year. But it was a lot of wrestling. Then we got Priest in the back confronting Aleister Black. I love that they're keeping Priest and Truth as buddies, even though Truth is like a kind of a whole new character, because their interactions as a part of the Judgment Day were beautiful. Like, Priest just cannot help himself but to love him some Truth. So Priest tells Black, hey man, next time maybe you try doing that face-to-face with Truth, and I feel like the outcome will be different. And Aleister Black just kind of gets close to him and kind of chuckles and is like, yeah, I bet it will. Like, yeah, okay, buddy, whatever. So Black walks off, and Mello's standing right next to Priest, and Mello pretty much says, hey, you should mind your business. That's between Truth and Black, has nothing to do with you. And Priest tells Mello, he said, yeah, you know, somebody's talking about minding their business, maybe you should take a lesson there. So I don't know where they're going with this little interactions. Maybe we'll just get in a Priest and Mello quick thing, a Black and Truth quick thing, and then ends up going to Aleister Black and R-Truth. Or Aleister Black and Damian Priest. But either way, as long as we get more Aleister Black, that's all that I care about for sure, out of all these guys. Then we got the WWE Tag Team Championship, the Street Profits versus the Wyatt Six. What did you think of the Wyatt Six when they were coming out?
Creepy. Kind of remind me of some like Rob Zombie kind of thing. I liked it though. I thought it was unique, but
yeah, it is unique.
It was definitely interesting.
Yep. Yeah, so this match wasn't long. Went to a no contest. All the other teams came out. At one point, Los Garza's pull Loomis out of the ring. Dawkins comes running over, does the football tackle Loomis into both members of Los Garza. And then he tries to get back in the ring. The street DIY pull him out. Big brawl happens. Eric Rowan ends up clearing the ring at one point. He gets taken out. Uncle Howdy slides in. He takes out Axiom. And then it ends up with the Street Profits standing tall, going face to face with the Wyatt standing on the floor. So I feel like this isn't over. Maybe we'll get a tag turmoil, because I'm always a fan of that match. I still don't fully understand why the Wyatts are going after their tag titles. I feel like that's a weird story beat. But, you know, it is what it is.
Sometimes, you don't have all the info.
Exactly. You know, the Wyatt Six is such a weird thing, because it's same thing with Bray. People get all excited, including me. And then, like, they have a good idea that starts, but it's wrestling. At every point, you gotta get in the ring. And this Wyatt Six stuff, Bray stuff, it never really translates well. So, yeah, and then they got hurt for a while, and they're just trying to get them on TV, so I'm not going to complain, but it definitely, if you're talking about storyline-wise, doesn't make a whole lot of sense why they would be going after those tag titles. Jacob and Jimmy run into each other in the parking lot. They both say that they didn't need each other's help, but they respect each other as long as each other stays in their own lanes. That was a little thing. I'm assuming at some point we're going to get Jimmy and Jacob versus Solo and JC Mateo. That's what it seems like it's leading to. Or a four-way for the U.S. title at SummerSlam. That will be sweet. Next week, I think we already said this, but I think next week we're going to do predict our SummerSlam cards. I'm already whooping that ass in those predictions, so why not whoop that ass and predict the pay-per-view before it happens? Full dominance.
Hey, don't get too cocky.
Shit, I've been whooping all their asses at predictions for years, brother. Years. So, Then we got the WWE Women's Championship last woman standing match. Nia Jax versus Tiffany Time Stratton. This was a fun match. This is definitely the blow-off. This is the last time we're going to see these two for a few minutes. There's rumors that the draft's going to happen around SummerSlam. I'm assuming one of these is going to be drafted to the other show. They're going to get Nia and Tiffany away from each other. They've been feuding for a long time now. And if you count from when Tiffany was with Nia as a team, it's been well over a year now. So, Nia attacks Tiffany as soon as the match starts. Nia hits a Samoan drop on the announce table. We come back from commercials, all kinds of weapons in the ring. Nia splashes off the apron onto Tiffany, who's on the table on the floor. She thought that would get the 10 count. It doesn't. Nia hits the Annihilator, then gets a chair, throws that on Tiffany, hits another Annihilator. Tiffany getting up from everything. I mean, Nia was whooping that ass in this match. And this is one of those matches where Tiffany really showed how tough she is. You know, Trish and Victoria had the first ever women's hardcore match, Survivor Series 2002. And that match really showed Trish's toughness. And I feel like that's what this match was for Tiffany. She went out there, took everything Nia had. There's a big size difference in a non-disrespectful way between Nia and Tiffany took everything Nia had. At one point, Tiffany powerbombs Nia through a table, and then Naomi comes running to get down to cash in, but before she can, Tiffany gets the briefcase, bam, takes out Naomi with it, bang, takes out Nia with it. She puts them on top of each other. Prettiest moonsault in the world. But Nia ends up getting up. Tiffany, bang, hits her again. Nia falls off the apron through two announce tables. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And still, your women's champion, Tiffany Stratton. So obviously, Tiffany will wrestle no. If Jade wins Queen of the Ring, then she will wrestle Tiffany at SummerSlam for the title. If it's Asuka, Tiffany doesn't have that match at SummerSlam yet. So I have no idea what they're going to do for Evolution. I'm assuming if Asuka wins Queen of the Ring, they'll probably have some number one contender match, and Tiffany will be watching at ringside or something. If Jay does win, I'm sure they'll do like some kind of contract signing or something to get Tiffany on there. I'm pretty sure whoever they're gonna have Tiffany and Io going into SummerSlam as champs, so I don't see many title defenses between now and then. SummerSlam is the beginning of August, so a month. I don't see either one of them defending.
At the next big event, SummerSlam?
It's the next big pay-per-view. We have Night of Champions tomorrow. Then we have Saturday night's main event in Evolution, which is beginning of July. And then SummerSlam beginning of August. And then we get the final masterpiece of an ending of a show. John Cena and CM Punkanomics. Man, I was not expecting this tonight. That is for sure. You know, Cena came out on, Smackdown last week. Threw down his own pipe bomb. Everybody was saying Cena's best promo, which it wasn't. And if I was Cena, I'd feel massively disrespected that people were saying my best promo was the copy of somebody else's.
It comes down to it. You're only as good as what you've done for me recently.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, true, but Cena's had some memorable ones. He gave Roman cry face in the ring. Called out The Rock for having things he was gonna say written on his arm. Cena's had some good ones. So it was good. It was good. We talked about it. I enjoyed it a lot, but definitely wasn't his best. So Cena starts laying in his normal thing, and then we hear the Doctor of Thugonomics music, and out comes CM Punk dressed as John Cena from 2002, 2003. Give me, from an outsider's perspective, give me your perspective of this masterpiece.
John Cena just needs to beat his ass. I only want to hear John Cena speak. It's like, dude, the roast that you received, like, it got to the point where I feel like if that wasn't rehearsed, John Cena's pulling him to the side after that. Like, dude, like, did you really have to go that far? Like,
no, it was great. I didn't write down everything that was said. Punk was really laying in there. So if you haven't watched Smackdown, go and watch this. It's the main event segment. It was so good. Cena looked so disgusted seeing Punk in the Thugonomics attire. And Punk just lays into him with some great lines. Says Cena's buried more talent than The Undertaker. He says he would retire too if WWE rehired his act. Essentially says Cena's more problematic than Hogan, which, yikes. Not true, but yikes. Like, we all know how that goes. That's like saying you're like Vince McMahon. I mean, that's not that bad, but look. And in 6 months, Cena's going to be washing James Gunn's underwear. Makes a reference to Batista being a better actor than him. And
what did he not say?
Yeah, I mean, he's just laid into him. Says Cena can call him Kendrick because by the end of this,
that was his best line.
He's gonna be Punk's Drake. Which what a line to end it on.
You know what's crazy? The fact that he used Cena's brand and use other people's brands to ditch Cena's brand of ditching Cena's acting.
That's right. That's right. It was good shit. It was a great way to end the show. And man, that's your go home for Night of Champions. I think it's gonna be a good show tomorrow. Karrion Kross' first pay-per-view match in a year and a half. We get a women's street fight, which as we saw tonight, you know, they're gonna bang it out. Women always do. Cena and Punk. King and Queen of the Ring finals. It's gonna be a good show. So give us a like, subscribe, follow, hit the notification bell, give us those comments. Let us know how everybody else is a big dummy and how I'm right about everything because it's me and I am never wrong. All my opinions are right. If you disagree, you're wrong. You know how it is.
He's about right.
That's right. See, he knows. But give us your comments. Let us know who's gonna win. Who you predict's gonna win these matches tomorrow night. Let us know how you feel about Julia winning this U.S. title. If you have some predictions of where this Wyatt 6 in the tag team division is going, like, give us those comments. Let us know. I've already told you guys. We get any good comments, we'll talk about it on the show. But we need to get some good comments. All we've been hearing lately is like, oh, Becky Hogan. That's not a good comment. Go watch AEW. I'm going to get killed for that one. Anyways, that is your SmackDown review. We will see you Sunday morning at some point for your Night of Champions review. And like I said, maybe Thursday or Friday, we're going to try to get out a video predicting our SummerSlam cards in some degree. But anyways, until then, see you Sunday. Addict, thank you for joining us today. Check him out on the Iron Lords podcast every Sunday. What is it, 1 o'clock? 1
p.m. Eastern.
1 p.m. Great video game channel. My boys know what they're talking about. And
Sometimes.
Sometimes, there's a lot of bickering, but that's okay. It's part of the fun part. They a little bit. If you're a PlayStation fan, a little haterade going on that show, but let them know they love the comments too. Tell them, big, you guys hate us. PlayStation's where it's at. And yeah, so we will see everybody next time. Until then, enjoy your wrestling. Peace.